When I worked a desk job, I had almost no concept of how important my time actually was. I'd show up, get handed a pile of work, and just do it. The paycheck, the benefits, the security, all of it created this illusion that my time wasn't really mine to manage. Someone else was managing it for me. But the moment I started working for myself, everything changed. It became obvious fast, almost painfully obvious, that time was the thing that I was constantly solving for, and there was never enough of it. If you're building a creative freelance career or you're already in it, this is something you need to understand early. Your time is your most valuable asset, and how you treat it will determine everything.
My name is Nolan Matthews. I'm a photographer, director, and pilot based in Utah. After nearly a decade in the corporate world, I walked away to build a life around travel, adventure, and storytelling. This channel is all about the work, the process, and the stories behind it all.
One of the first things you realize when you go freelance is that no one is watching you punch a clock. There's no boss checking in, no mandatory 9 to 5, no one tracking whether you spent the last hour doing actual work or falling down a rabbit hole on your phone. That sounds amazing when you're dreaming about the freelance life, and honestly, it is. But it comes with real responsibility, because if your time drifts, if you get distracted, if you let the day get away from you, you're only accountable to yourself, and the impact is real. It shows up in your business, your output, your income. Between shoots, office work, client communication, biz dev, and actually having a life, I never have enough time. That's just the reality. But over a long period, and I mean years of trial and error, I've discovered that my time is best spent making consistent, small, forward progress every day. Not sprinting, not cramming, just moving. Because those small things compound. They add up in ways that don't feel significant in the moment, but become enormous over time. And I've also learned the flip side. When I make exceptions to how I use my time, when I get sidetracked, when I let things slide, the impact on my productivity and my overall well-being is immediate. So what does my process today actually look like in practice? Let me walk you through it. Every Sunday, I sit down and write out everything on my plate, every task, every obligation, every project. It all comes out of my head and gets onto paper. Then I prioritize. What has to happen Monday? What has to happen by the end of the week? What's important but not urgent? From there, I think about the levers. In my world, the main categories are administrative work, business development, shooting new work, delivering existing work, and being visible. Things like this channel, social media, newsletter, etc. Some weeks lean harder into one area. A heavy shoot week means admin stacks up. A slow week is the right time to push biz dev. Every day, my goal is to move at least one thing forward in each of those categories. Not finish everything, just move something. And I'll be honest, I've turned it into a bit of a game. If I get through everything and knock something extra off the list, that's bonus points. It sounds simple, but that small competitive streak keeps me moving. At the end of each day, I do a quick debrief, what got done, what slipped, and most importantly, why. When I'm brutally honest with myself, the answer is almost always the same. When things fall off, I only have myself to blame. Here's the thing about freelancing that nobody warns you about. You can't do it all because there's only one of you, but you're ultimately responsible for everything. So you have to learn to divide and conquer and do so strategically. For me, that comes down to 6 daily non-negotiables. These are the categories I try to touch on every single day in one shape or form. One is personal time. The workout, spending time with family or my spouse, and this isn't optional, it's just what keeps everything else running. 2, business development. Selling. I'm always selling. Even when I'm busy, I need to be filling the pipeline. 3, visibility. Showing up somewhere, whether that's this channel, Instagram, maybe it's a conversation or a coffee meeting. Being seen matters. 4, marketing. Work that presents me and my business better. Could be a portfolio update, a new project posted, just something that helps continue to build our brand. 5, client work. Moving client work or even personal projects forward. This is what we're actually here to do. And 6 is admin. All the other stuff. Some days that's an IT issue, some days it's payroll, some days it's working a contract. This work is not glamorous, but it has to happen. When I look at my week through these 6 lenses, it gets a lot easier to feel productive, even on the days when it doesn't feel like I did that much, because something in each of those categories moved. Here's the paradox that took me a long time to fully accept. Time is the thing you will be constantly battling. There's never enough of it, and it's always presenting problems. But as you get more experience, time also becomes your most powerful asset because your time has value, and that value can be monetized. After all, it's the framework from which you bill your clients. My time is worth something. My clients pay for that value. And the funny thing is, my time often saves them time. They don't have to spend time figuring out how to shoot the campaign, how to direct the crew, how to deliver the work. They hire me because I do that efficiently. So time is both the thing that squeezes me and the thing that pays me. That duality is worth understanding early. When you're just getting started, you have something most established creatives don't: time. And you're gonna have a lot of it. And hopefully you're filling it with learning, experimenting, shooting personal work, figuring out what you're good at and what your clients want. That phase is so important, so don't rush through it. But as you grow, your relationship with time is going to shift. The learning curve is gonna flatten, the demand for your time is gonna go up, the free hours are going to shrink. That's actually a sign of progress, even when it doesn't feel like it. We'll talk more about what to do when that happens in a future episode, but for now, just know that shift is coming and being ready for it is going to matter. The last thing I want to leave you with is maybe the most practical. Life happens and shit happens. The kids don't have school, someone's gonna get sick, a last minute shoot pops up and blows your whole week. I spent a long time fighting this, trying to protect the plan, getting frustrated when things just all fell apart. And it cost me more than just productivity, it cost me my peace of mind. The thing I've had to learn, and I mean really learn, not just say it, is to accept that disruption is part of this job, and it's part of life. And the more you can roll with the punches and still find a way to move something forward, the better off you'll be. You're not failing because the week didn't go as planned. You're doing the work of building something real. Listen, your time is your most valuable asset, so you need to protect it, be intentional with it, and give yourself some grace when life gets in the way, because believe me, it will. Next week, we're going to talk about what happens when you're maxed out on your own capacity, and how to know when it's actually time to stop doing everything yourself. If this was useful, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that next one, and I'll see you next Sunday.